what's up, and welcome to the Arthur Moats Experience. I'm Arthur Moats, and you already know what time it is, man. Got another fun one planned, man. We officially have lost another quarterback option. We will talk about that. Then, of course, we got the homie TG, current defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University and Pittsburgh Steelers alum. Dropping in, man, 9 o'clock, man. We will talk with him, man. Looking forward to that since we didn't get a chance to catch up with him on Monday. Plenty to discuss with the homie. And on top of that, shout out to the mock drafts, man. Y'all have been sending in the mock drafts. We have been talking about mock drafts. We have been telling y'all, get them in. We're going to react to them. And tonight's the night, man. So we're going to react to a few mock drafts that you guys have sent in. And yeah, like I said, it'll be a good time, man. But for certain next week, man, we're going to continue on with the mock drafts as well, man. And just getting more and more geared up for the draft as we continue on this Aaron Rodgers watch. Even more so now with the new information that we just got as of last night. Shout out to y'all watching that Russell Wilson video as well, man. My heart hurt. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll get to it though. But like I said, man, definitely got plenty that we got to discuss tonight. But hopefully everybody is doing good, man. I did push it back a little bit, man. I was in dad mode. All right, baby girl, y'all know my little hooper. She got her little athlete bug right now. All right, so she's in training, and I wanted to take her tonight and train with a little longer. All right. So with that, I was like, look, boo, I'm going to just be proud dad in the stands while you cooking out there. So we're going to push this here podcast back a few. Okay. But just know, we're going to get the work done, but you get your work done too. So, I'm in that dad stage right now, man. I'm telling everybody I'm a house husband. Okay. For the next 3 months, I'm on house husband duty. All right. I want to take kids to school, bring them home. All right. I want to take them all the activities, all after school stuff. I'm on that type of time right now. All right. So shout out, man. But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be a vibe. So, like I said, man, we will get this thing rolling a little bit sooner than we typically do. Just because, like I said, man, we did push it back a little bit, 30 minutes. But like I said, man, I'll be over here. I was like, yo, it's such a cool phase of life to be here right now where I get to see my little lady. I'm like, hey, you got to train like that because, if you train hard now, when the season, it's going to be easy. You in here with them wolves right now and them dogs, they in there getting after it. But everybody you play could be as nice as this group. Yeah. And that's how you got to do it, man. You know how it is, man. So absolutely loving it, man. But like I said, man, life is good. And with that being the case, man, I also have my wife's birthday coming up this weekend too, man. Friday, another year older, man. Can't wait. So your boy got to be all the way locked in, all right? So from here on out, y'all know what time it is, okay? Certified lover boy. But also, man, let me get a couple of announcements in, or not even announcements, just more so, I guess they call them announcements, right? Show tips as we get ready to embark on another fun one tonight. Make sure you check out the website, arthurmoats.com, man. We have recently updated all the fan mock drafts that you guys have been sending in, and that stuff is on the website, arthurmoats.com, so definitely check that out. The homie David Dupree, DD Smalls, y'all see him in the chat all the time. He's one of the behind the scenes guys, though, that make sure that website and all these other little, in particular, or these other particular things, man, getting done the way they're supposed to, man. So shout out to David, but definitely make sure I check out the website, arthurmoats.com. Also, for my Instagram people out there, the Instagram page, man, we got it up and moving. Shout out to Tyler behind the scenes getting active on it. But at the Arthur Moats Experience. All right. If y'all on IG, man, show the love to the channel, man. Follow the page. And we're going to, like I said, man, as we continue to get that thing built up, we'll be doing some giveaways on that channel as well, man, on the Instagram page. All right. So shout out to that. But like I said, on the front end, make sure you're checking out both of those things. All right. Website and the Instagram page, the Arthur Moats Experience, and obviously arthurmoats.com. But with that being the case, man, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling the way that we only know how to do. So with that being the case, drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from. So that way I can give that big boy shout out to start the day's show. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Let's get it. And shout out to my Bill Elliott shirt too, man. I ain't rocking on the McDonald's race car, man. RP to my father-in-law, but y'all know, man, he was big in the NASCAR. Well, y'all probably don't know that, but he was super big in the NASCAR. Love that NASCAR stuff, but Bill Elliott was his guy, man. All right, so shout out. So let's see who's in the building. Mike Hood in the 614, Columbus, Ohio. Shout out. And Sequoia Harris in the 718, the Bronx, New York, says happy dad life. Man, salute to all the dads out there getting after it. We know mamas get all the love, and we love all mamas, all right? But every once in a while, man, you gotta show the fellas some love, all right? So shout out to all the dads out there getting activated, man. Whether you girl dad, boy dad, both dad, live your best life, man. Get your dad grizzly grind on, man. So like I said, shout out to all the dads out there getting activated, man. The Don Hefe Quan in the 323. Watts, California. I was literally just bumping some Tupac. California, know how to party. Came in. Yeah, I was in that jamming out, bro. So shout out to Tupac. Shout out to all my Cali, all my West Coast people. Brandon Clark in the 540. Roanoke, VA. Had the dope. Always tapping in the 717. Central PA, you already know what time it is. And Calvin Simon 09. First off, my man's rocking out in Norfolk, VA, the 757, aka the crib. But then he also showing love, and he calls me a Churchland legend. Shout out to the Churchland legend. Oh, listen, man. Listen, the fact that you called me that, man, I appreciate you from the heart, man. 757 P-Town in the building. You know what time it is, man. But yeah, shout out to Churchland High School, my black and orange truckers. And man, we actually got a guy coming fresh out the spot in this year's draft. All right, just throwing it out there. Might be a name to look out for. All right, shout out to Charles Grant. You know, we'll talk about him a little later, but let's see, man, I'm gonna end this with, let me get one final shout out, and after that, man, let me tap into this first topic, because like I said, we have time. You know, we always got plenty of time. But I don't want to feel rushed, if that makes sense. So the last shout out will be, shout out to the homie Rod Dollar, all the way in the 330 Youngstown, Ohio, aka Mr. Share a Line, baby. Share a Line. All righty. Let's get it. And I do see you, Loctavius Mazel says most P-Town in the building, man. Shout out to P-Town, man. If you know, major love, man. Always good to have the crib rocking out on the stream, man. And of course, I see baby bro Cam Mo Kid in the 804 Colonial Heights, but you know my baby bro always repping that 757. Salute you, love you. You already know what time we on, baby. All righty. Mike Hood on the front end showing some love with the super chat from the heart. You know your boy appreciate you. He says, salute, Mr. Moats. Salute the chat fam. The con artist was eyeing Will Howard pretty hard today. They took him to dinner last night. Now listen, man, anytime you talk about pro day appearances, those are some of the key things in terms of draft prospects. Did the Steelers take him out to dinner? Okay. Steelers take a person out to dinner the night before, you put them in a little separate category. All right. It ups their chances of being a draft pick. Obviously, when you talk about was Omar Khan or Mike Tomlin or the combination of both at the pro day, when you see that as well, that's another indicator that that's somebody that they are seriously considering. All right. So that's why you heard me make a little bit more emphasis. We talked about Jalen Milroe as well, because it was also a very similar report. So we like that. But that does let us also know that, hey, man, as a podcast, as a channel, as a community, right, we at least are shooting in the right direction with the players that we're talking about, the players that we bring up in the chat, the players that, I bring my analysis on and stuff like that. And we say, hey, these are some guys that we should be considering. It is refreshing when you see them also say, hey, they're going to see Will Howard. They're going to talk to Will Howard. So it removes the, oh, he sucks. We won't even want him, man. I'd rather have Jackson Dart than Will Howard's trash. Yeah, you might feel like that, but the Steelers clearly don't feel like that. The Steelers see the positive in all these players, and that's kind of what, that's always my mindset when I'm coming up here, man. I'm trying to push what we see that's positive with these guys, not just tear them down. Shout out to my man LeBron James and Pat McAfee as well, man. Went on a beautiful run today, also showing that off, man. But yeah, man, I do like the fact that the Steelers, are showing this type of interest in Will Howard, because he is a player that I think could help us out. We talked specifically about what he did in the college football playoffs this season, and ultimately the run that he had to go on versus some of the teams he had to play against as well. And he also was one of their best performers during that time frame. So I like it a lot, man. And we will see, how it plays out with them, man. But to me, it is good to also, like I said, man, just have that validation that, yeah, I like this player. I think he can help us out. But hey, I'm just Arthur Moats, man. So it's good to see that the boss man and the higher ups with the shirt and ties also see similar things that your boy over here said. It lets me know I ain't lost my mind all the way just yet, all right? So shout out to the gang. And I do see you, Kelvin Page, in the 706. Georgia, oh, way through. I'm sorry, man. I was a little hyped up. You know how I go, man. I was missing y'all. Y'all know I was missing it, man, all right? It's been a while since we talked on Monday night, okay? I got lonely. But we back, and shout out to my man, 100 grand, tons of fun, always rocking out the way you've been putting in, man, to the channel, man. Like I said, I do appreciate you from the heart. Don't think I take it for granted, man, but I see you paying in for being a rock star at life, gifting an Upper Room membership to the one and only Wendy Johnson. So shout out to you, tons of fun being a rock star at life, and to Wendy Johnson, welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All righty. Let's get into this first topic because, yeah, man, this was the info that we got yesterday. So you already know that you hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Officially, Russell Wilson, right? He was one of those names that we were still considering in our quarterback search, right? It's like, man, all right, we know Aaron Rodgers has been the guy that we've been waiting on. He's kind of taken the primary seat in terms of who we are the most interested in. But we knew Russ was also a part of that conversation, had been a part of this conversation, even dating back to when Mr. Rooney first spoke about the quarterback situation this offseason when he said, yes, either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson are the guys that he wants as priorities to return. And, since then, everything has kind of went left and right and all over the place, right? But up until yesterday, Russ was still kind of that, all right, over here, it could work. I think even Monday's show, I talked about how, yeah, if the Aaron Rodgers situation doesn't work out, my second, thing that I would like to do would be to just go ahead and get a deal done with Russ. If not that, then obviously we draft a quarterback and have him and Mason Rudolph compete. But now with Russ ultimately signing a 1-year, $21 million deal with the Giants with $10.5 million being guaranteed, we know he's officially off the board now. Now, to me, I look at the numbers and to me, I kind of have an issue with it just in the sense of, okay, I get Aaron Rodgers being the priority. And you've heard me go on record multiple times, say, yeah, if we're just talking Rodgers versus Russ, yeah, Rodgers the better player. Give me Rodgers. And I'm down with that as long as we still get Rodgers. But there is still a scenario out there where we don't have Aaron Rodgers come season time. That to me is the issue when I look at what Russ signed for. I don't like that per se. But right now we waiting on Rodgers and we gonna see how the Rodgers thing plays out. He could retire. That's a very legitimate fact. He could do that. He could also look at us and say, well, hey, man, now I know I kind of got you by the short and curlies. I don't got to rush to do anything. And I think my number might go up by a little $500,000, maybe $2 million. You know what I mean? Because I know what your options are right now. That's kind of what I see or potentially could see this thing going. Now, we could obviously play it the tough guy route and say, man, we got Mason, man, we're going to feel good about that. And hey, there is nothing that's saying that Mason can't continue to develop and be the guy that we want him to be. It's just up till now, he has not shown that he can do that just yet. Same with some of these draft picks, right? They still got to come into this league and show that they could do it, show that they could develop, etc. But man, I really felt that way, man. It caught me off guard. I'm like, bro, why? That wasn't even that much. The Giants, how they get Wilson and Winston? How they got both of them boys over there? We ain't got one of them. Like, yeah, no. The money wasn't even crazy. But I get it. So it's like, all right, if we all in on Rodgers, can we just make sure that we actually finish the job? Because right now I feel like we're both 75, 80% there. We done had him come in for the visit. We got all the different reports. It's looking positive. But until he signs, I'm just like, man, what we doing? But we shall see, man. We shall see. But like I said, man, that was kind of my reaction to it, man. Y'all saw my video, though, man. And shout out to y'all interacting with the video as well, man. Yeah, I literally, I'm putting my little guy to bed and I'm just looking at his closet. I'm like, bro, this is like a Jersey graveyard in here, man. We shouted out, obviously, the quarterbacks. Those are the guys who made the Russell Wilson reaction video, right? Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, Russ. But then, man, we got to looking. I was like, hold on. Let's just look at the jersey collection real quick, kiddo. I said, all right, so y'all seen the big three, Fields, Russ, Kitty. I said, my man got a DK Metcalf in there. Seattle's edition. My man got a Stephon Diggs in there. Buffalo Bills edition. My man, let's see what else let's see what the little guy got in there. He got the Najee Harris. Pittsburgh edition. Come on, you're killing me, Smalls. Then we take it to the hoops. He got a Jimmy Butler Miami Heat joint. He got a Luka Doncic. It's the Mavericks. I'm like, bruh. We shooting mad bad right now as it pertains to the jersey collection for my son. And yeah, right now I'm like, listen, bro, you got a bunch of throwbacks and you got a Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts, and a Minka Fitzpatrick. And of course you got OG, Arthur Moats, all them ones, and a George Pickens, right? At least for right now, you got George Pickens. But yeah, man, we shooting bad right now with the jersey. So I was asking y'all in the comment section on that video. I was like, yo, man, what's the answer to this stuff, man? It's like, what do y'all do? Do y'all just keep wearing the jerseys? Do y'all try to sell them off? Do you just keep them like, do you just put them in the back of the closet? Like, how does that work out, man? Because yeah, I'm just looking like, bro, we ain't shooting too good right now, man. The jerseys is it's tough out here. It's tough in these streets, man. Heather Dope says, no more current player jerseys for a little bit. Like, literally, wifey was at the table. She's like, even your NBA jersey is kind of rough. Because little man was like, I want to wear a jersey tomorrow. We're like, yeah, which one you going to wear? Yeah. Mike Hood says, get him a TJ jersey. You know what? He has a TJ jersey. He does have a Watt. So shout out to TJ. All right. Shout out to that one. And that's been solid. He done had that probably the longest outside of like the 55 jerseys, obviously. Right. TJ probably was like one of the first ones he got. Cause I'm like, yo, that's the homie. I like him. I respect my dog. Like, yeah, you could put his jersey on. You know what I mean? So, man. DC 53 said it's a collection, bro. It's just a collection, bro, at the moment. All right. That's why I feel like we on right now, man. Because it's rough out here. It is rough, man. Pete Noriega Rooney says you got to take him to the Goodwill. They're going to get a fire jersey collection, all right? And the problem is he can still fit the jersey to him. Like, bro, why the ones you haven't grown out of, why can't those be the guys that move on? Why is it the jerseys that you currently wear in rotation and they got to be moving and shaking? I'm like, come on, bro. Yeah. And yes, Steelers Nation on fire. You know I'm going to get him a DK Steelers jersey. He literally said that. Then he was like, Dad, I need a DK Steelers jersey. I'm like, of course you do, son. Of course you do. And he was like, which quarterback jersey we getting? I said, hold on, son. Don't rush that. Don't rush that just yet, man. All right. Just don't rush it just yet. But in due time, all right? In due time. But yeah, man, shout out to my Jersey people out there, all right? The people that get jerseys, man. And I get it now. When I was playing, I would see people complaining about it. And I wasn't all the way, I ain't relate to it the same. I'm like, why y'all complaining, man? You allowed to play it, man. Let it play it. Stop tripping. And now I be like, I get it. Oh, I get it. Like, do you got to trade him right when I just got this jersey? You know how much the kid's jersey? I just got the jersey. Come on, man. So, yeah, it's like that. It's like that. And yes, J. Fry, I am on the other side officially now. And yeah, that I'm learning some parts about the other side that I don't like as much. All right. I don't like it as much. The first thing I realized is I hate how, pulling up to the stadium is. I'm used to the other side where it was like, oh, you in the back. It's a lot of different things I'm getting used to, all right? But I ain't gonna complain to y'all because it's first world problem, so I get it. But man, it's tough out here, all right? But shout out to Russ though, man. And like I said, man, as a whole, we will see what the next move is. Hopefully, Aaron Rodgers, we can get this deal done sooner rather than later, if that is, what we hope is on the horizon. But if not, then yeah, we're gonna have a nice, fun draft night. I tell you that, man. But like I said, we will see how this thing plays out with Russ, but shout out to him. All righty. Let's see. Got a couple other supers that just pulled up as well. Let's get those. Tons of fun. Says, though it's looking more like QB in the first, but if we do go defensive tackle, what we looking for? 5 tech, nose tech, or 5 technique, nose tackle, etc. As for Mason, you can't tell me Steelers are win now with him. No hate, just saying. No, trust me, man. I feel similar. I think that you can still have the mindset that you're win now, but I think that with that particular, set of tools in terms of Mason being your main tool at the quarterback position, I think you're going to have to be the, I don't want to say perfect, but you're going to have to operate so close to perfect or perfection with their play, with their preparation, with the ball bouncing their way, with health. It just, to me, it makes your margin for error a lot smaller. And when it gets to that extent at this level, the data doesn't support teams being able to operate with that type of detail over the course of 17 games plus postseason. Too many different things pop up when you feel a little limited at key positions. And to me, that's, like I said, man, kind of how I view Mason. Not saying that he can't continue to develop and change that narrative from my perspective, but from my experiences personally, that isn't something that just commonly happens, especially at this stage of players' careers. So that's the big reason why, for me, why I say what I say. I don't know how everybody else feels and why they say what they say about, their belief in him, lack of belief, win now versus not win now. Can it happen? Like I said, my situation, I look at it a little bit different just because of obviously me being out there. But obviously when I look at Mason and his skill set, and then when you compare that to what the NFL is doing just defensively, when you're looking at the other quarterbacks out there, yeah, it does make me a little bit more anxious about the season than feeling overly confident about the season. But in terms of what we'll be looking for in terms if we don't go quarterback in the first round, I personally, as much as I love nose tackle, as much as I would love to have that guy, I think that we can have a lot more success finding a 5 technique in this draft than necessarily finding the perfect nose tackle that's going to come in here and be the guy that we want. Unless you're getting the Mason Graham, right, or even a Kenneth Grant, I would put him in that category. But outside of those two, I think we have a lot more of the guys that I think could play 3 technique or 5 technique, which is what Cam Hayward, Larry Ogunjobi played. And I think that they can do that at a very high level in comparison to how many dudes I think are just going to come in and be bona fide nose tackles that still give us production when it's on pass plays. I don't know how I feel about that at the early portions outside of the 2 dudes I named, Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. Outside of that, I kind of like more of the 3 techs, more of the 5 technique type of dudes. And that's your Walter Nolan's in my eyes. That's your Deion Walker's in my eyes. That's your, Talik Williams. That's those type of dudes in my eyes, man. I think that they, even though they have bigger frames, I think they can transition a little bit more to playing in that spacer role or space role versus just being exclusively nose tackle at 21. That's because we're talking about the first round. But like I said, that's kind of how I sit with those dudes. All right. Tons of fun. Also says, for those upset about jerseys, I have a Kenny Pickett jersey signed and framed. When you think you have it bad, someone usually has it worse. Well, hey, it's signed. How many people can say they have a signed jersey from a first-round draft pick, starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Okay. Hall of Fame or Heisman Trophy finalist, ACC champion. All right, it's a lot that goes into the Kenny Pickett authentic signed, framed jersey. Don't sell yourself short. All right. In fact, I accidentally have a signed draft night Kenny Pickett Pittsburgh Steelers hat by accident. All right. Shout out to my homie Damo. Okay. But yeah, so we all, it's around here. All right. You just got to embrace it. Just embrace it. All right. Just embrace it right now. It's a collectible. All right. Because it's signed. If it wasn't signed, then you look like how I look right now. It's like with the jersey. Like, hey, bro, I don't really know what to do with that one. The signature one, it's signed. It's different. It's different. The non-sign, he's like, I don't know. Oh, Dondre Ezell. Shout out to Dondre Ezell as well, man. And actually, we should have time today as well, man. But I got one of your mock drafts, man. I want to talk about, man. Shout out to you, though, Dondre. He says, we don't need to draft a cornerback. Sign a guy like Rasul Douglas. Hey, he been balling out the past, 2 years in Buffalo, man. So definitely a Rasul Douglas guy. He says, Cal can be QB3. Not sure which Cal you talking. It ain't Cal Allen. Maybe you talking Cal McCord. Maybe I might be talking about. I got to check. He says could be QB3, and he says if Aaron flops, pay George Pickens now so we can trade him for an early first rounder next year in a QB package. Think like a GM, or thinking like a GM. All right, and he says mock draft. No, so what I'll say is this though, man. There are pros and cons to signing GP to a deal now. Yes, in your theory, you're saying that, hey, because you would have him under contract, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't work out, you could use him as trade bait, whether it's middle of this season or potentially next season. The thing that I would caution you is this, though. Once you sign GP to a new contract, the draft capital value decreases because you already have this dude signed to a deal. So I'm not going to sign you. He's not going to already be signed to a deal where I got to pay him $20 million, maybe even $30 million, depending on what type of deal you sign. And I got to give up a first round pick to the Steelers to go get him? Absolutely not. Nah, I mean, shoot, you see, even with the DK deal, it's like, man, and DK is a lot more proven, a lot more further along. And that was the second round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and we still had to go give him the big boy deal after that. You're not giving him the pick and you still got to pay him that type of deal. No. We ain't doing that now. That ain't, I mean, we would love for that to work, but I just don't think that that's going to work out like that. And when you're talking GP compared to how DK was at the time coming out, just production wise, I think that wouldn't work the same. But I like how we playing in Doomsday. Shout out to y'all. All right. Shout out to y'all. I wanted to work out. I don't want to be playing Doomsday. I don't. Because I just feel like this is just, we just think about all the ways it can not go right. All right, so if Rodgers don't work, then we could trade this dude and we could flip that. And it's like, yeah, now I got a quarterback that didn't work. I lost my receiver. And now I'm praying that I get a quarterback in next year's draft. And if that doesn't work, then I'm recycling, doing the exact same thing again. I just don't like thinking like that, man. I'm sorry. But I like your energy, though. All right. Shout out to you, Dondre Zell. Jay Farrow over here being an awesome rock star, like paying it forward, gifting an upper room membership. So shout out to you and to the individual that you gifted the membership to. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. James Skicka, shout out to you, and we appreciate you for the super chat from the heart. It says, Moats, thanks for everything, keeping me focused. I heard rumors via clickbait that Coach T is all in on Aaron Rodgers, and the Rooney family are a bit more apprehensive. Do you think this is part of the wait? I mean, I think all of that could be a part of the wait. And I will say this also. Some of the information that gets leaked or that gets reported surrounding it, you take it with a grain of salt. Some of it is going to have some validation to it because some people are close enough or through conversations. It's like telephone. All right, the boss man might have said it to this guy might have said it to that guy might know that guy who kind of leaked it to this person, and now these reports are coming out. But whenever you're talking about big changes, whenever you're talking about hiring a quarterback of Aaron Rodgers' magnitude, that's no different if you're Walmart, if you're FedEx, if you're, Microsoft and you're switching CEOs. The quarterback, the franchise quarterback, or the QB1 of these professional football teams, that's what they are. They're CEOs. Come in here and run the building, man. Be the guy. Run this team. Be the leader. So when you bring in that type of guy, they're going to have their ways of leadership, their ways of how their temperament is based on, who they've been throughout their time as professionals. So for a guy like Coach Tomlin, if you're looking at it from a player and production standpoint, yes, Aaron Rodgers deserves everything that he's getting right now in terms of the time, in terms of you could talk whatever number you want to talk, and we've got time for you because he's proven that he is up here in comparison to the field that plays quarterback since he's been in the league. That's just that. So for Coach Tomlin, a guy who's trying to make sure that he can still maintain relevancy, can still maintain winning culture, can still maintain, championship chasing, right? And all those things for his legacy. He knows what Aaron Rodgers brings to the table, but he also knows some of the cons to bringing in Aaron Rodgers as well. But then the flip side, if you Mr. Rooney, yeah, you could be saying, man, do I want this guy to represent my brand? Because it is his team. And that's the thing we kind of lose sight of. We think of it from a fan's perspective. Think of it as, man, you own, this is your closet and every outfit in here, shirts, pants, socks, you paid for, you hand selected, you said yes to these right here, right? And now you got to decide, all right, Do I want this person to come in here and be like the director of all this? Do they get to tell us who puts what on, how they gonna rock this and what they go? Nah, I don't know if I want him doing that just yet. I don't know if I like him like that. It's gonna hit a little different when it's your money, when it's your baby. And if you Mr. Rudy, yeah, that's his money. That's his baby. So yeah, he might not want that just yet. He might not like what Aaron Rodgers potentially could represent. And if that is the case, man, we can't fault him for that. You got to respect him for that. You know what I mean? To me, though, I could definitely understand it, though. Could definitely understand it, man. Once you move and you start tapping into some of that ownership stuff, man, and you are the guy that makes the decisions and you are the guy who has to reap either the benefits or when it doesn't go right, it still is on you. Yeah, man, absolutely. You're going to be a lot more particular about who you bring in, about who you pay, man. So I can understand that 100% if that is the case with Mr. Rudy as it pertains to, you know, I was going to say Mr. Aaron Rodgers, but as it pertains to Aaron Rodgers, man, like these are big time decisions, man. And these decisions can either have a positive impact on your organization for the next couple of years, or you see, and we don't even have to bring up the Jet scenario. Just look around the league, man. When you swing for the fences on a quarterback and you miss, or you taking the tempo of the quarterback and it doesn't work out. Take a couple of years usually. Get that thing back rolled around. Every once in a while, you see some guys get lucky. They hit on a young kid in the draft, right? Somebody does what they're not supposed to do. They develop too quick and they balling out early. And now you got the perfect scenario, the CJ Stroud, the Jaden Daniels situation, right? Brock Purdy to an extent, right? But outside of that, it's more of the opposite, man. So like I said, man, when you're in those positions where these decisions impact your livelihood in terms of bottom line, in terms of job security, yeah, man, you're going to operate with a lot more just intention, a lot more focus, a lot more patience with some of these things that, have to get decided on. Whereas, like I said, that's just the consumer. Man, it's easy to say, man, fire that guy, hire that guy. I would not give him 30. I'll give him 20. Yeah, because it ain't your money. It's a lot easier to say that type of stuff when the consequence of that decision doesn't apply to you. Them dudes, it applies to them, man. So they just gonna have a little bit different mindset with it. That's all, man. But shout out to them dudes, though, man. Shout out to them dudes. AJ Martinez showing love. He says Mason is good with the wideouts that we got. I could go QB. Okay. I mean, not AJ, you could be, but Mason could still play well with these guys. With DK, with GP, with Calvin Austin, with Pat Frymouth, right? We talk about some of the running backs. We got some options, some flexibility out there. But as a whole, yeah, we still are going to need consistency at that position for those players, right? That we're talking about to be properly utilized and to maximize their abilities as well. All righty. And let me text the homie TG, make sure he's good to go because I just looked at the clock. So it was 9:03. So you know the drill. Hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you're new to the channel. All righty. Tons of fun. Also pulling back up to the gang. Says, as always, I hope I'm wrong about Mason. Hopefully he could pull a Sam Darnold after seeing ghosts with them hits to the head his first season. Yeah, I'll say this, man. Fans are more surprised when players develop than players develop. Fans look at a player after one game and they say he sucks, he can never be good again. Write him off, throw him in the trash. Y'all be like, yo, we're fire that dude, but we should never see him again. And then y'all get like shocked when a guy actually gets better. But when you see the other side of it, it's like, man, these dudes work on their craft. Just think about like they're working on it. They're supposed to be focusing on this thing. So when that opportunity does come back around, typically it does look a little bit better because they've learned something, or at least they should have. And most of the time, if you don't learn something, you get maybe 2 chances. And after that, you're about this league. But for a dude like Mason, he's shown that, yeah, you think about the first time you saw Mason his first year here. Then when you saw him again in that same first year, that Jets game, the same game he got hurt in, looked a lot better in that Jets game, even though it was for 2-3 series when he got hurt, looked way better. The next thing you saw was that Detroit Lions game. Right? Look way better. Then we saw him again win. Them last, four games of the season, taking us to the postseason. It's like, yo. So he's learning along the way. Then he got to upgrade, right? Got a chance to go out there and be QB1 or compete for QB1 in Tennessee. Didn't work out. Cool. Now let's see what else you've learned from that situation. But what I will say is, man, dudes like Mason don't last in this league unless they are constantly improving their game, because you don't just look at them and say, oh, you got all the God-given talent, man. You got it perfect, man. We ain't worried about you, man. Just come out here and just look the part. Nah, them dudes got to do all the little stuff right. They got to make sure their reads, anticipation's right? We don't look at Mason and say, oh, he has the best arm in all the NFL. We don't look at him and say he has the best legs. He can run. Nah. But the reason why he's been around for as long, the reason why he keeps getting these opportunities is because he's working on his craft. And that's improvement. That's development. But the thing is, how much time is it going to take for him to reach his peak? Or how long does it take for him to get to where we see Aaron Rodgers be at, right? Whether you're talking his peak, the middle tier, or even just last year from Aaron Rodgers, right? Because these are all levels that we've never seen Mason get to just yet. So that's the question. Can he close that gap? We'll see, though. We'll see. But trust me, man, I get the skepticism, when we were talking about some of these players that haven't put their best foot forward when we first saw that first, impression. But at the same time, just look at how he's continued to develop. Look at where we are now compared to where he first started at. And then in contrast, man, and not to take a shot, but just think Duck Hodges, right? When Duck first started out, how hot he was, how many people were on Duck Mania, quack, 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 right? That was supposed to be the proverbial nail in the coffin coup de grace for Mason Rudolph. But Mason is still playing and still being productive. It's different, man. A lot of people could do it for a little sample size, man. But when you're talking about having to repeat it and do it over and over year after year, it gets challenging. But Mason has shown a certain level of competency at this level. And that's why, for me, as my third option, I'm like, yo, with a draft pick, let him compete. I think Mason beats out a lot of these kids. But that's just based off what I see and from my personal experiences out there with these type of dudes, man. It's like, yeah, that looks like that's going to be able to continue to play well. Now, does it reach the heights of Russ, Rodgers, some of these other big name dudes? I don't know. And I don't feel the best saying it will. But I do feel like it will continue to improve. And that is something that you hang your hat on while you're at this level trying to find the true answer at quarterback. All right. Let's see. Shout out to Richard R. Bezo as well. He says, the Mock Sims show, T-Mac falling, draft best available. I mean, yeah, for some people, sure. If you are big on Tetairoa McMillan, yeah, that could be the guy. We know as more film has been out in the sense of, well, not even more film because all the film was available, but the more people have had time to watch him a little bit more, to deep dive in, give more analysis on him. Yeah, some people have kind of walked back on him due to some of just the lack of detail in terms of creating certain level of creating certain separation with certain routes. He does appear to be more of the vertical downfield type of stuff versus being that true, yo, I'm killing you, routing it up. Like when we talk about like the Mike Evans of the world, where you're like, yo, that's big speed that can break it off. T-Mac has a lot of those traits to me, but yeah, there are certain things from a consistency standpoint that, yeah, you do want to see more at. Obviously, we all remember when, or not even remember, Steve Smith, this was probably 2 weeks ago when he came out and kind of said some of those same things and said he doesn't really see him as a wide receiver one. Thinks he's still going to be a good player, but to me, I don't act like I know wide receiver better than Steve Smith. So when Steve starts talking, I listen a little bit more intently. Kind of like when quarterbacks talk about quarterbacks. You listen a little bit more intently because they understand certain nuances of the position and certain things that they're looking at. And they're not saying that they're gospel, but what I am saying is they are experts in that particular field. So even though we might feel like we have a high understanding of that, we didn't play professionally wide receiver. So to me, there is a certain level that those guys have in expertise because they actually were implementing along with studying, watching, and all these other things that we talk about, players that necessarily didn't play wide receiver in the National Football League, right? You might have played in high school, you might have played in college, but talk about the National Football League. So that's why for me, when I hear Steve Smith say what he says, it does make you kind of pause a little bit and say, all right, well, let me reassess. Let me look at him a little bit more now. And that's the thing. So that's why you hear me a little bit hesitant when we talk Tetairoa McMillan. Me personally, you heard me bring up Matthew Golden. I like the big explosive speed element of it. Not everybody is a fan of his game Me personally, I think he can develop. But I also like the fact that I got big body, speedy receivers here that could also be guys that can help him develop as well. And it gives me leverage when it comes time for negotiations with the George Pickens. That's how I look at it, you know? So I don't think you can go wrong with T-Mac. I don't think you can go wrong with Matthew Golden. I don't think you can go wrong with the Mecca Ibuka. But I think that those are, you know, some of the convos that are being had. And why a guy like Tetsuo McMillan is starting to slide down some of these draft boards. And then in contrast, think about Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart wasn't talked about as some first round surefire quarterback when we first started talking about quarterback prospects. Heck, going into the draft wasn't talked about like that. But the more people have had time to kind of sit down, right? The NFL guys, because we be so locked in on NFL, it's like we don't watch a lot of college stuff. So we make up the college tape stuff when season ends. All right, let's start watching these kids, start catching up on these kids. And now we start to look back and it's like, oh, why isn't this kid getting talked about more? That's Jackson Dart right now. He continues to shoot up draft boards because more people are getting a chance to see, yo, you got big arm. Oh, you actually make some good decisions. Granted, you're in a Lane Kiffin system that does take advantage of certain collegiate rules or certain collegiate, you know, things. But you also got certain things that's on your tape that do translate professionally. And that's why you're starting to hear more and more buzz about him. So that's, you know, kind of what we're seeing right now, where we're seeing certain guys start to fall that early on. We're talked about it a lot higher. And then you see why certain guys that were talked about not really being heavy, you know, early prospects now starting to shoot up a lot of those draft boards because dudes just getting more time to see them. They're getting more familiar with them. Early on, you might have watched just a 2-minute highlight tape. And you're like, all right, this dude, he looks really good. Or he looks kind of average. Then you might watch 2 games. By the time you watch 4 or 5 games with these kids, you're like, oh, hold on, bro. You fooled me. You know what I mean? Or, hey, you actually nicer than everybody been thinking. And that's kind of what we're getting right now. So, like I said, man, we will see how this continues to play out. But to me, I don't hate best available. I don't hate that mindset, but we will see what the board looks like. And obviously, man, the Aaron Rodgers situation is going to be a big deciding factor from my perspective when we get to the draft. I think if we know he's already employed by us, we take best player approach going into that draft. If we do not have Aaron Rodgers under contract with us, I think we're drafting a quarterback first round. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. So we'll see how it plays out, though, baby. We will see. But don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like, my dog is still grinding it out in the meetings, man. Like I said, man, Norfolk State, they in the heart of spring ball, too, man. Couple days in. I don't know if y'all been following the homie Terence Garvin on the gram and stuff like that. Make sure y'all tap in. But he been dropping some nuggets behind the scenes, man. All right, showing him, Coach Mike Vick, how they getting it in, teaching these dudes, building up the program. But they also in them late night meetings, all right? So I get it. But if the dude, shout out to my dog in him, if he got time, he gonna rock out with us, all right? But we got plenty to catch up on if not. Man, shout out to my homie Tito with the good vibes, too. Always a blast when you in the building, and you know I'm always gonna shout you out because you always rock out. I mean, you have you on every Steelers post, video, live. Any Kicking It with Moats sneaker channel for all the sneakerheads out there. Kicking It with Moats, that's the shoe channel. All right, on YouTube. But Tito with the good vibes always being. I be shooting my videos, talking to you in the videos, Tito. You know how we rock out over there, man. So shout out to you, all right? And, oh, the homie say he be ready in a couple of minutes. Ain't perfect. Perfect. So we will get a chance to holler at the dog. Shout out to my homie right there, Terence Garvin, man. AJ Martinez also says, Mason, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 719 yards, 118 QBR. Shout out. I'm assuming that was the final. Yeah, that was the final couple of games. Okay. And he followed up by saying that was Mason versus Cincinnati, 34-11. Mason versus the Seahawks, 30-23. And then obviously Mason versus the Ravens. At that point, I forgot who they had. That might have been Tyler Huntley Ravens, but won 17-10. So just, man, I remember the run. You know, I was in here, man. We was talking about it a lot, man. It was a ton of fun. And I will say this, man, with Mason, he showed that he developed, at least at that stage, because a lot of people were skeptical that he could even do that. But he's been developing. He's been working. So we're not saying that he can't do that again. But the difference, what I will say is this, man. From the professional side, 3-game sample size is cool, but that doesn't scream like, yo, I'm ready to just believe you, because 17 games is a long time. And people think about just with Russ, how enamored we are with the last 5 games. The dude went 6-5, right? But we're so enamored with the last 5 games. We forget all that led up to, the 5-game slide. We just solely focus on that part. So I get the 3 games, but if we would just go cherry pick 3 games, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, a lot of dudes could do a 3-game sample size where it's going to look fire, but we need more than just that. And that's part with Mason where we will see, man. Can he answer that call? If he can, then, man, it's a great opportunity for him, man, to have the greatest redemption story ever, or at least one of them ones, right? Come back here, change the franchise around, beat a guy, lead him to a Super Bowl, man. Yeah, ride him to the sunset. It'll be perfect. But if not, then we back to the drawing board. And that's the thing that we've been trying to see, whether it was with Russ, whether it was Mitch, whether it was Kenny, whether it was Ben at the back end of it, right? Fields, we're just trying to find who's the guy that can give us that 3-game stat line you just read off, AJ Martinez, but over 17 games plus postseason, all right? So when we find that player, oh, man, you're going to be hearing me in here crowning him. Hey, bro, that's that guy. We got one of them ones. Y'all hear I talk about that man at Buffalo? Y'all know how I talk about 7. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, when you see him, you know him. You don't got to look hard. You don't got to talk yourself into it. It stands out. It's clear. I'm just waiting on that answer here, man. All right. But we will see, man. Because Mason, like I said, he is a capable player. And that's the beautiful part. He is capable. But at this level, a lot of people are capable. Now you got to go out there and actually produce, put it out there on tape, man. All right. So we will see, man. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Flow Grown 420 says, if running back Omarion Hampton is available, should we draft him? Now, man, I'm big Omarion Hampton fan. I would love to draft Omarion Hampton. I think there's a couple ways that we could go about doing it. If he is going to be, in that first round, which they have been talking about him as, potential first round prospect, man. I think it will be a scenario where you either talk about trading back, to get this type of dude in the first round. And what I mean by trading back is this, right? There we go. So when we talk about Omarion Hampton, right? If we don't want to take him at 21 because we don't think his value is at 21, but he's going to be on the board at 28, 29, maybe 30. Man, you trade back. You trade back, and now you either pick up maybe a 2nd-round pick, right? Because we lost one of that with DK. Maybe you pick up an additional 3rd-round pick, right? I think of that, and that's the way that I would go about securing Omarion Hampton if the reports are what they're going to be. Him being a late 1st-round type of dude, right? Now, if he goes early than 21, no, I'm not touching. I'm not going to trade up to get a running back. I don't think you do that. But I would be open to taking a running back at 21. But the only way I'm doing that is if I already have Aaron Rodgers signed. I have to have Aaron Rodgers signed prior to the draft, and now I'm simply saying best player available. And if Omarion Hampton is sitting there at 21, and I'm looking at some of these other names, there aren't a lot of players that I'm just going to be head over heels, thinking are better players at their position. Not, that value. That position has more value. I ain't got time for that. Who can help me in 2025, in 2026? Who are those type of players? Omarion Hampton is that type of player. So to me, I'm like, yeah, if you're there at 21, all right, that's a legitimate convo. But me personally, I would prefer to be able to trade back and still get him and recoup that 2nd or even add a 3rd-round pick. That's my mindset, but Omarion Hampton is definitely the back that I would take. I like him. I like him a little bit more than Travion Henderson. No disrespect, Mike Hood. I know you feel about your Ohio State guys, all right? But to me, I think that Omarion's a little bit more shifty. I like his burst in the open field, and I just think that he's a little bit smoother, in terms of his style. Travion Henderson, I love watching him play as well. And, I'm like, yo, if I can't get Omarion Hampton, give me Travion. All right. That's because they're big, physical, but they got the long end speed that Najee was kind of lacking. So that's why I'm like one of those two, but Omarion Hampton is who I prefer. So, that's kind of how we are with that thing, right? Shout out, man. All righty. And man, I see y'all in here tonight too, man. Shout out to y'all, man. All right, shout out to y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button while you're in here. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves. And if you're new to the family, new to the channel, What you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button, man. Y'all know how we do. We do reactions. Y'all seen the reaction to Russ signing with the Giants. We got the whole squad out here, man. I call them the street team, like the old school record labels, right? That's my Tyler and my Dom. Just see Dom on the bike, right? I see y'all rocking with the short. Him giving y'all that, hey, bro, this how I feel about the Russ move. We looking at Rodgers now. You got the homie Tyler. He giving you that content as well with the reactions. So you already know what it is. And like I said, TG, man. That's daily, weekly. We always talking to the homie, all right? But yeah, man, we out here, man. We out here. So appreciate all y'all rocking out the way that y'all are and the way that y'all enjoying all the different types of content. I know y'all like when we tapping with the homie Mark Bergen as well, right? WRAL, Channel 5 producer down in Rough Raleigh, the 919. Know y'all been digging that, man. We will do some more stuff with him as we get closer to the draft as well, man. But like I said, man, we're just trying to show you some versatility, man. Give you a lot to enjoy as you spend some of your time with us on this here channel, man. All right, because like I said, man, this free content, like you gotta pay for it, right? So if you're rocking out with us, man, we appreciate you, but we're gonna make sure we give you something good. And appreciate you, Mike Hood and Jamie Carlo as well, man, for the positive feedback, man, and how y'all rocking out with the gang and them. All right, so yes indeed. AJ Martinez, he says, Mason Rudolph, 22 of 39, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception versus Buffalo, and that's in the playoff game. He said, we close if George Pickens doesn't fumble the ball near the end zone. That also did happen. I do remember that. He says, Aaron Rodgers was only good for 28 touchdowns and 12 interceptions in New York. He is average. We can respectfully disagree, AJ Martinez. Give me Mason Rudolph at any point in his professional career throwing 28 touchdowns and 12 picks, man. If that's what average is, along with the 3,800 passing yards, man, hey, there are a lot of below average quarterbacks out here, and that's a major issue, all right? But I like the way that you riding for Mason, and me personally, I have optimism in Mason as well. I just have more optimism for Rodgers because the full body of work has shown a lot more ability to sustain a higher level production for longer periods of times, whereas for Mason, he just hasn't been able to show that just yet. So that's what I said respectfully. You my man's AJ. You my man, 100 grand, baby. But yeah. I look at Rodgers. I treat it like when I was playing, man. They like, yo, you got to leave your emotions at the door. We ain't got time for none of that personal stuff. I don't care about what your wife is hollering about, your girlfriend. I don't care about the traffic. I don't care about your tummy. I don't care about none of your personal feelings about any of these dudes. You leave that at the door. When we get in here, it's either you can ball or you cannot ball. And Rodgers falls in the ball category, all right? So we just got to leave the personal side when you think Rodgers, because I know it's a lot and it's hard. But you got to be able to separate that with Rodgers. Just take the feelings out of it and just simply say, all right, just go out there and kill, okay? Look at him like a mercenary, all right? He's a mercenary, a hired gun, all right? That's what he is. But he's a dang good one, all right? That's all I'm saying. Because you got to remember, 28 and 12 last year for Rodgers, that's one of his worst years ever. 3,800 passing yards. And if you put that on Mason, you put that on a lot of these quarterbacks in this league, that'd been their best seasons. So it's context, man. We got to remember that, all right? Got to remember that. But trust me, I get it, though, man. And it's a battle because he, personality-wise, or the way that he projects personality-wise, does just seem to weigh on people. And I think we all have felt that to an extent already. But we will see. AJ Martinez says Mason Rudolph for his career, 28 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, 4,615 yards, 84.7, I think, completion percentage. He says if he does this, he's saying 28 touchdowns, 20 picks, 4,615 yards, 84.7% completion rates. If he does this, we get to the AFC title game, guaranteed. Game manager with 2 wide receivers that can blow the top off. I kind of disagree. The 20 picks is way too high. I think that would kill you way more than the 28 touchdowns helps you. You can't have. We brought up the Josh Allen thing, right? When it was like, oh man, the turnovers versus touchdowns, right? Remember, even though Josh had, I think he had, was it 20 total turnovers that year, right? Picks, fumbles included. But he accounted for 50 touchdowns. It's like, it has to be almost astronomically different to offset that. And even with the amount of touchdowns he scored, there were still games where the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen was like, yo, you're killing us with these turnovers, man. So I would just say you got to cut down to the 20 turnovers, all right? Unless you got to give me another 10 touchdowns on the ground or something like that. That's all I'm going to say, okay? But outside of that, sure, this is real. I mean, yeah, if a quarterback goes out and do that, sure. I know we feel very optimistic about Mason doing that right now. And that's all good. I ain't never going to tell nobody they can't do it. I just don't think that there is a very high probability of that just yet, based on what I've seen from AJ. I mean, based on what I've seen from Mason. But we're going to find out, though. We're going to for certain find out, man. All right? Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. And it looks like the homie TG is ready to go. So let's make sure we get him dialed up real nice. All righty. And I do see a lot of them other supers that came in too, man. So like I said, from the heart, you know your boy appreciate you, baby. All righty. All righty. Let's see. All right, boom. Let's get his graphic up. So y'all know the drill, man. Hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Got the homie TG. We're gonna call up real quick. Let's talk.
Hello.
Yeah. Is that my dog in them? Is that my dog? Let's get it, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages. We joined right now by the man, the myth, the legend. I'm talking about that Pittsburgh Steelers alum. I'm talking about that West Virginia, the Mountain Mama. Yeah, that alum, Mr. West Virginia, Mr. Almost Heaven. And a lot of people say it too. You know that, right? A lot of people talk about the country roads. A lot of people talk about it, man. But on top of that, my locker mate, one half of the locker mates, and the current defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University. Behold the green and the gold. I'm talking about Terence Garvin. TG. Hey, listen, man. Chat going crazy. I got a RQQ from Tito with the good vibes.
Yeah.
X Concept says it's TG the Great. All right, we got Mike Good saying almost heaven. And then Bust Down just said, man, we got Big TG. He called you Big TG in all caps. All right. So shout out to Big Coach TG in the building tonight. All right. So yeah, man, you know we all hyped to have you in here with us, man. Shoot.
Guys, man, I'm happy to be here, man. Be anywhere in the world, I'm happy to be here.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Come on, man. Hey, we get to do it, man. Look, man, we living vicariously through you, man. We all over here watching your IGs, your socials. We like, bro, I feel like I'm a part of spring ball right now, man.
It's time.
I see you, Mike, Vic. Hey, shout out to Tommy down there on the camera. I'm like, yeah, y'all got the game. Y'all locked in. Yeah, man. I said, are these the members? These the guys. Yeah. But love it, man. How's spring ball going on the front end, though? Everything tapping in, man. Couple days in now, right?
Going good. You know, first day in, first day out. About to have day two. You know, helmets. Just seeing what we're supposed to see, being where we're supposed to be, getting after it, running to the ball.
Let's go. Let's go.
To the ball.
Hey, get them right, coach. Get them right, coach. Love that, man. Love that.
Procedures. The constant growth of getting better.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. He say, how you breaking the huddle, man? How you setting this defense, man? Make sure you setting it right. Get the communication right, all right? Rock and roll, man. You know what we on, man.
Where's the strength?
You know what we on, man.
Let's line up.
Yeah. Yeah. You know we got to talk
break down on Hunt.
Yeah. Always break down on Hunt. Yeah.
Hey, you know, I always make the joke, man. I tried to get the hype going with the hoorah, let's ride.
You live for this now. You live for the breakdown. Facts. You are the breakdown guy.
I'm here for the breakdown. Team unity. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. My
dog TG said, yo, if y'all need somebody to do hoorah, I could be the hoorah guy.
You know, right?
Shout out to my dog.
Who's
Shout
got
out
my
to
back?
my
You
dog.
know how I
Shout
felt
out.
about
I
that.
already know what time you are, bro. You know what time it is, bro. Shout out to my dog. Don't forget it, man. Don't forget. But let's tap in, man, because obviously, you know, it is a work night for you. And I know we give you respectfully your time, man, because you're building a championship program down there. And I'm a big fan, all right? But we officially have lost out on one of our quarterbacks that we're talking about at the beginning of the offseason. Mr. Rooney had initially said that he wanted either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson returning. We know Fields was the first to go, signing with the Jets, 2 years, $40 million. Now Russell Wilson officially gone. 1 year, $21 million.
Good deal.
10.5 guaranteed to the New
Good
York
deal.
Giants.
Yeah, that's the coach. That's the
You see
that's the
Davo?
quarterback.
Hey. He did anyway. He says, I got my guy, my backup.
You got the guy. You got the guy. You want it. Nice.
But you like the move for Russ, though?
I like that for Russ. I think that's a good deal for Russ. I think you get to go to New York, spotlight. You get that light back on.
Okay.
You know, I think Pittsburgh was a football city. He had to kind of, I don't want to say dim that light, but just kind of, he had to dim that light a little bit. So I think he'll get to turn that light back on. It'll be Hollywood Russ in a sense. Like, you going to New York, that's a big city. That's a good city for him.
Hey, look,
do well
for him and his family. You know the missus going to enjoy that. Yeah.
Man, he'll do really well there. That's perfect. He'll blow up there. It'll be and what he makes in the contract, the small amount, it'll multiply in off the field. Like,
easily, yeah, big market.
You'll start to see him all around again. You'll see him. Good Morning America. You'll see him on some stuff.
All the Good Morning Football. He gonna be on all that type of stuff.
He might low key it might be a business play.
Low key.
Say I'm getting older. Let me go here.
Look at how many former Jets and Giants be tapping into that media market. You be like, hey, bro, between the Tikis, between the the Damian Woody. I'm like, bro, you know Russ gonna cook all that. He gonna do all that.
You know Russ gonna cook on TV.
Hey.
You know he gonna get the Michael Strahan.
Come on, you know you can see him with the little cone back up top. You know how he do, man. Put the little gel in the joint, bro.
The game, and he got a quarterback view, so he can give you the
bro. You see what it is? You see what it is?
That's coming.
He'll be on the Manning cast. He'll be on the Manning cast soon. Don't worry.
For sure.
Don't worry.
For sure. Every week. For sure. So that's a good business move. I think it's a good spot for Russ too.
Yeah.
They brought in Jameson, so it looked like, that's Russ spot. Good backup behind him, solid, comfortable, good room. That'll be on Hard Knocks. I'm sure that's gonna be on Hard Knocks.
I'm just saying, like
Jameson and Russ.
Now that might be the most positive QB room out, bro.
That's gonna be so positive.
Like, bro, the amount of positivity, the amount of motivational speeches. Just think about your pregame talk, bro. Who you want, James? Who you want, Russ? Who you want to give it to you first? You gonna collab on it?
Need the James.
James gonna get it going. All right, man.
James started and Russ come take it.
All right, man. I was eating my breakfast this morning and I had a message. I was looking at the Frosted Flakes and I said, you know what? We're gonna frost them with these flakes today. That's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna eat them like a W. How y'all feeling? You know what he on, man.
I think it's great for Jameis.
Yeah.
I think I think that's a great spot to be. I think that's in that. He's been with some great people, but I think that's perfect for him.
And I think it takes a lot of pressure off of Jameis too. Because right now, before Russ was going over there, it was going to be him versus whatever rookie. And it's like, yo, you're going to be viewed a different way because you're Jameis Winston. You know that, right, wrong, and different. Like, it just is what it is. With Russ, though, it does kind of knock Jameis down, but I think in a good way where the expectations aren't going to be high for him. Yeah, it's not that anymore. I think
it's perfect for what they paid him because they ain't paid him nothing too crazy. They gave him something to come in there, and you can go get us 5 wins if we need it. You can go get us 6 wins if we need it. You can handle this back end and maybe get us on a stretch.
Right.
You know? So I honestly think like they've done good business this year. They've bounced back. That's good business. Those are 2 good quarterbacks for them. It's good for the team. New York's similar to like a Miami. It's hard to
I'm with you on that, bro. It's a lot going on there, bro.
It's a lot going on in there. So it's hard. It's hard to keep them boys focused.
Yeah.
But those are 2 good guys for that. You know, you got a young receiver in there. They need a little. I think they need line work.
Yeah.
But now you can do something with that draft pick. You don't got to use it. You can trade it, get some people. They
No,
can
facts.
rebuild that.
You can flip it a little bit, man. Yeah,
they flipping a little bit, like because they had that pick. Or you mess around and go get Travis.
I was about to say, if Tennessee don't play or if Cleveland play around, it's like, all right, well, why not? Why can't you do that?
Find a way to go get one.
Why can't you do that? Go get your unicorn in there. Yeah.
Because they was in a premier spot. They're in a prime slot. Like, they're going to get a elite player.
Yeah.
You know? So, and it's like, that's supposed to kind of be quarterback. That was quarterback talk the whole time. You know, so. And it's crazy. Like, they'll be the team. I don't mean to say it, but they'll be the team to still draft a quarterback. Still go with
It wouldn't surprise me at all, man.
Yeah.
Who knows what they on, bro?
And that's no knock. But
no, seriously. Like, that's just what they on right now. They hungry for that. They got to find that.
They looking for that guy. They want the guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, when you look at how the Giants have revamped their quarterback room, though, right? Guys that we've talked about over here. When you talk about Russ, we brought up Jameis at one point or multiple points this all season as well. Any second thoughts on what they've done in comparison to what we have currently done?
Like, are they doing something similar?
Yeah, or do you look at it and say, man, would you have wanted to have one of those dudes or even both of those dudes in a similar situation contractually that you see them in right now in comparison to where we currently are right now?
No, I didn't know Russ was going to go that cheap per se. I don't say that's cheap.
That's what I'm saying. It's cheap, bro. It's $10.5 million for Russ with incentives. That's cheap, bro. Yeah.
Like, that wasn't bad. You might could have got that off.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, that's very cheap for the...
Might could have got that off. I didn't know he was going that low.
Bro, like, bro, we talking about the $6 million difference between Russ and Mason. Come on, bro. I ain't trying to do that, but you catch what I'm saying.
It sounds like nobody really was interested in that this summer. Like, I think New York is a perfect move. Like, I think his market. I thought Cleveland was going to be terrible. I didn't want that for him.
Now you say they talking about going to get Dak.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They need something.
They need something, but it's
they
just
need something, bro.
Cleveland's like not to be, but it's Buffalo. Like
it is. It's Buffalo before Josh. Before Tyrod, before Rex, it's
just like
that's the Buffalo that I was at, where you just like you got pieces, but it don't match, and you missing quarterback, and you trying to figure out how do I get this piece while I still got these other pieces, and you seen how long it took.
I'm just not, obviously I'm with Pittsburgh, like I love the mom, but it's just I thought Deshaun was gonna work out there.
I did too. You know me, I thought the same thing, bro.
Yeah, I seen Deshaun work everywhere.
I've never seen Deshaun look like this, bro. In my life, I've never seen this, bro. I'm still shocked. I'm just like, bro, this is crazy to me, man, that it never came back. I'm like, what? Yeah.
And it's like Deshaun was one of those.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They that just felt, and it's not, maybe it's not them. It's just something. Like,
I ain't know, bro. I say Cleveland broke something. I ain't never seen them look like that, bro.
Because I've never seen it.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's people in there that just don't look.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Jameis played all right for them.
He did up until he didn't. But Cleveland started doing weird stuff. Then they pull him for DTR and they put him. I'm just like, bro, y'all start acting weird. And I don't know if it's the organization as a whole. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's Cleveland though for a reason, man. It's Cleveland for a reason. The same way for a while, it used to be Buffalo for a reason. And the same when we look at the Raiders when they went, it was like, yo, like you would go certain places like, hey, man, be careful if you go there. You might end it. Like that might be when your career go. Yeah, you know how we talk. Hey, bro, you go to certain places, man, your career go end. Yeah, be careful over there. Cleveland looks like that at the moment.
It's just tough, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's tough. They need a spark. They need a couple sparks.
Yeah,
like if they could find a way to Shador, Travis, it somehow, I think that'd be a nice. But they need a spark. They need more than a quarterback, and not
No, that's real. They definitely need more than a quarterback, man. And that's the problem, though, because even if you go trade for Dak is going to account for so much salary cap wise, you still can't put enough pieces around it. And that's part of what Dak ran into in Dallas, though.
Yeah, Dak wouldn't look terrible in that, but I don't.
Dak would look terrible if he's getting $60 million in that offense or $60 million on that team, and you still can't put enough pieces around him.
I feel that.
I mean, but
I feel that.
We're going to see how that plays out, though. We're going to see, man. But with Russ being off the board officially, Phil's off the field officially. Off the board officially as well. What's up with your man, Aaron, man? Are we all systems go? We 100% locked in on him, or what's the move, man?
Yeah, I think it's.
He done took the visit. He pulled up on us.
I just don't think you stay 5-6 hours just talking about
What you
what.
talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
It's like, bro, all right, you did my medical, cool.
You
You done
know,
got me in the
cool.
classroom. You know I'm an X and O's you to
I know you
death.
know
Like,
everything.
what are we
How you
talking
want to do
about,
this?
bro? Like,
Would you like this?
you feel
You like
me?
this?
I'm like, TG, you taking him out to eat? It's Aaron Rodgers. What, if you go anywhere in the city, it's a mob. You know this. So
Did they even go out to eat? They
I
said
don't think
5
they did.
hours.
No,
They
there
said
was
five,
6
six
hours. You
hours.
in and you out. And I'm like, it's the middle of March, bro, in Pittsburgh. Where are you
Yeah.
flying from? Are you coming from California? You coming from was you in New York, New Jersey still? Like, where was you
No,
at? You feel me? Like, you just hop
no,
in the flight just randomly at this time of year and stick for 6 hours and then just hit it on us? You ain't gonna something like that. Don't
yeah.
you know that don't add up to the dudes?
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I think A-Rod, I think you know something. I think everybody knows something like internally in a sense of like, cause dominoes falling
That's
like
what I'm saying. And it's too many prominent
yeah,
dominoes starting to fall for
yeah.
that piece to
Boys starting to
not
go
be
places.
informed.
Yeah,
Like, if you're the
yeah.
Giants and you thought any inclination that Rodgers would be signing with you, how do you sign Russ? You see what I mean? Like, I
You
look
know.
at certain moves like that and I'm like, you don't do that unless you know this what is. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you.
No. So, but with that though, I mean, I will say this though. You know, your boy, he been on this early and he hasn't changed his stance. He said he already called this out. You know, your boy AB, CT ESPN. He said been Aaron Rodgers done deal, man.
But I think it gotta be.
That's what
I
he
think,
been said it's done. He
yeah,
said it's done, man. I
yeah.
don't know
I,
if your man's is right, but that's what he said though.
I think it gotta be. I just don't think you just don't stay 6 hours
Yeah,
just to kick. So
not if you're
so
Aaron
they got
Rodgers.
yeah.
So we will see with it though, man. We will see. But with that though, you still are. That's priority number one then right now. Get the Aaron Rodgers deal done before the draft, or what's your energy with him, man?
Say it again.
No,
I'm
so I
sorry,
said,
I
man.
got
Oh, you good, man. Hey, look, son, you over here got some room check going on, man. Hey, man, locked in over
you.
there, bro.
See them people ringing my house,
I
man.
already know it. I said, my dog working, bro. Hey, I heard barely us. Oh, yeah, come on, man. Hey, man.
Random house, man.
Shout out to my dog, man. Shout out to my dog. All right.
Yeah.
But what I was saying though with Rodgers, right? Just to kind of put a bow on, this situation with all the stuff that we kind of have updated now with the Russ situation already being finalized. Is everything still we all the way in waiting on Rodgers until he either retires or signs elsewhere, or are we changing our timeline up now that another quarterback has fallen off the board for us?
It's 100% Aaron or bust at this point.
Okay.
Right now, at this point, it's 110% Aaron, or we got to go in the draft.
Okay.
Aaron, or we gotta go, gotta make something happen. Gotta trade something, get a nice pick, get something in the draft. You got Mason in there to do the same thing he did last year. Just grow it up and take shots.
Yeah.
Figure it out. And I think you gotta believe in Mason in that defense. I think you're saying you're putting a lot of money in that defense. You're putting a lot of money in that receiver room to go get it, to make things happen. I think that says. I think Aaron's the guy though. I think 6 hours.
6
I
hours
think
a long
Russ
time in
signing.
March, bro.
Yeah, I think all the stories say Aaron's the guy.
All right, then. All right. We're going to still be waiting on him then. We'll still keep waiting on him. Hey, man, if y'all enjoying the fact that we got defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University, Terence Garvin, on the line with us, hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Let's get it. Now, I didn't get a chance to ask your thoughts on this, man, but how'd you feel about young Najee Harris, man? Obviously, we know he officially took his times out there to the West Coast, but he had some commentary about the black and gold, his time here, and more so, man, the lack of identity on the offense side of the ball. Not really feeling like he had leadership over that side of the ball since coming into the NFL as well. What were your thoughts, man? Did you look at it as him taking a shot or just him, being authentic about his experience here in, some of it being valid?
Yeah, I don't think he was taking a shot because I think everything he said was trying to be respectful. He was kind of like, it just was. It was different. I don't think he was taking a shot. I think he was trying to be honest by being real. You know, like I don't think there's nothing wrong with Pittsburgh. I think obviously, but we know it's not the most technology. It's not the new school. It's the old school.
Hey, look.
So it's like
that's real life. All that you said right there is real life. It ain't the most technology forward.
Everybody know you got the wooden lockers in there. You know you getting the wooden name. You know what it is. It's all respect. You know you getting the wooden name.
TG, you was here long enough when we used to get paper playbooks. You know what time it is, bro. You know what it is, man. Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, ain't no cheerleaders out there. It's not none of that.
We ain't got time for that, man. Hey,
no time for that.
Hey, what hospitality tents you talking about at training camp, bro? We ain't got time for none of that, man. About? Listen, man. Hey, your family here, they can stand right there like everybody. All right, they here for football. All right, yeah.
I know it's raining.
You know what it is.
Get under that same tent. Let's figure it out. But it's not like that because it's so love. Like,
yeah, it is though. It is.
It's so love. It make you feel that. But it's you know
funny, bro.
It's still a troll. Like it's still a troll.
It make it a lot harder on you, bro. Oh man, it make it so much harder on you when you be out there.
It's still a troll.
You be like, hey son, this is wrong.
It's the pig. Like it's pig. You know, it's nothing like it. It's pig. Like,
hey, bro.
You know?
Hey, bro. I just love how you said it, bro. Because, man, you know, this wasn't what I grew into. I grew up in that Buffalo, man. I remember being so shocked when I first came here. Saw y'all boys at 14. I'm like, hey, bro, what's this, bro? I'm like, yo, what's going on? Y'all like, hey, bro, this is football. This is what we know. I'm like, no, this ain't what. No, we missing some stuff, man.
It's Pennsylvania football. It's pig, you know.
No, that's like, real, bro. That's real.
I think, and I haven't been to the like super just Eagle like everything, but it's the same. It's Pennsylvania football.
Yeah,
you know, it's get after you. It's that more mentality to where it's more like, yo, you're here to play football. You're here to go to work. You're here like business.
Yeah, feel comfortable on your own time. You want amenities, get that on your own time, bro. You here to work. You here to grind.
Table downstairs for you, man. Take the ping pong table. You know.
It's facts, bro. It's facts.
Get you a ping pong table. Here's a bucket and a ball.
You can play some trash ball, play some trash can ball. All right, that's your amenity. That's your amenity. All right.
Yeah, you know. Ain't no massage. Like
hey, that boy said, "What TV you talk about?" No. That screen is for the itinerary. That's it.
Yeah.
She be like, "Hey, bro, this is a little different here. All right, it's football only. All right, I got you. I got you. Say less, bro."
You might write the itinerary on the board. Like, you might not even play this. You might just write this on the board.
I like you low key the TV be off.
Yeah. You know, I was with Coach G, man.
Shout out to Gee. Shout out to Gee. If you know you, Gee go hit you
on the board.
Gee, hey, and you better peep the update too.
I know it got put up because I wrote it.
Don't tell me you missed it. Don't tell me that's not the right one. Hey,
because I wrote it.
Because for saying, Gee, I ain't know we had that live, bro. The TVA. Hey, I wrote it right here. I ain't got time for none of that. Yeah. Yo, you funny. Shout out to Coach Gee, man.
You should have just been here anyway.
You knew the drill. We don't get paid by the hour. What you doing, man?
Pay to win.
No, that's real life,
bro. 2 games, I'm taking.
Oh man, hey, something's coming up out. You like, bro? We ain't even got that much. No, I'm taking it out. You like, bro? Hold on. I'm just be looking at each other locker room now, bro. We ain't got nothing to do now, bro.
Man, I remember, bro, we had a piece of tape. You remember we was having a freestyle. Like,
I was about to say, you could start battle rapping in that joint, bro. All right, freestyle. All right.
Microphone hanging from the wall.
All right.
Man, I remember.
What Hitman there? Who Hitman hollow today? All right.
Man, you remember because Le'Veon was on that.
Hey, what was my man? What was my big? Oh, the D tackle practice squad guy. It was frying for. He was like, he really had bars. Yeah.
Cut rapping.
Yeah.
Rapping too much. Coach, like, you doing too much.
You doing too much. You having too much fun in here, bro. It's football and football only, man.
I think we lost 3 games. He took the microphone.
Hey, bro,
down.
he
He's
ain't
like,
playing with you,
man.
man. Ain't no trash can
Yeah.
ball, ain't no rapper,
Y'all
ain't none of that. You
straight?
here for football. Yeah.
Maybe y'all should communicate.
Chill. Talk about this fire zone, all right? Change the strength.
Talk about that.
So, yeah, I was with you, though, man, in terms of, when you think about what Najee was said, yes, that is valid, man, especially some of the, when you talk about just not having a quarterback, man, when you don't have the main guy there, a lot of the other stuff kind of feels the same. It doesn't feel like you have direction or identity. So I'm with you, man. I ain't look at it as a major shot, but yeah, when you start telling the truth, man, people feel uncomfortable about that at times, man.
To me,
if it ain't all the way supportive, you know how it is, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't taking a shot.
Yeah. All righty. All right. Let's see. Man, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and tap in with you on this front end, man. Did you see the LeBron joint? You see my man Brown on McAfee? Did you catch that?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, man. Hey, look, we're going to wait there, man. You got to get it, man. Brown was on with Pat McAfee today, bro. Had my whole hour and a half of that thing, man. Cutting up, talk about everything you needed to hear, man. Stephen A. included, man.
2 points in the first half, man.
Hey, look. He got 9 right now. I think he might have 10 right now. But yeah, Indiana just tied it up, man. He was on the McAfee joint, bro. He been out.
Messed him up.
He was outside a little bit, bro. He got
out of his element. He had 2 points.
Hey, look. He gonna finish with that double digits though. You know that. That's what he do. It's Brown, bro. We talking about. Don't you worry. Yeah, man. Yeah. But I ain't know if you seen it, so you ain't seen it. Just we'll spin the block back on that, man.
We gotta see that.
Yeah, man. I was like, dang, go. All right. Let's see then. Another thing. Well, I just simply ask you. This not bump that. UFL starting this weekend, man. Yeah, I about to say I know I could talk some of that with you, man. All right, we do got the UFL popping off this weekend. First game is Friday night. All right, you got the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Houston Roughnecks, and just a refresher, right? Some of the players that are going to be out there rocking out. Former Pittsburgh Steelers guys specifically. When we talking about the Battlehawks, we had, let me get their list up real quick, man, just so for references, you know what I'm saying?
No, they got
Cameron Kelly. They got Cameron Kelly. Remember him? Like I said, Cameron Kelly started for us, man, opening night. We got the receiver. Where is he at? Hakeem Butler. Hakeem Butler is out there as well. Definitely know Hakeem Butler.
St. Louis Battlehawks, the best receiver in the league.
Come on, man. Mateo Durant, running back, played here for a little bit. A West Virginia guy, Aliquippa guy. Drayvon Askew Henry.
Going with the Will Clark.
Oh no, I ain't got the Will. I know Will. Come on, man. I ain't got the him just yet. Was he an Aliquippa guy? I ain't know he was an Aliquippa guy.
Well, is that?
I don't think it was
Outer Dice guy.
Outer Dice. Okay. Outer Dice. Okay. Respect. Yeah, I ain't know that. All right, let's go.
In the game.
They got some dudes, bro. And then Travis Feeney, obviously, draft pick while we was. You got to hear with Travis. So I don't know if you got to hear with Travis. I want to say he was he 15 or 16 when he came to the squad? Might have been 16. But Travis Feeney, like I said, another one of them dudes, man. Drafted with the Steelers, played for a little while, man. But yeah, but I say he running them up over there.
Yeah, a little bit older. They got a good line over there. They got some big boys over there.
Like, yeah.
That big boy Bird at the tackle.
Shoot.
Been in there for a little
Do
bit.
you?
Out the league.
I don't know if you remember the kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship. He used to wear the goggles, bro. Yeah, he in that joint. Yep. I was like, yo, he in that game? That's all Friday.
See a lot of familiar faces, and you be like, I remember. You know, it's starting to get a little bit younger. You're starting to see some of these young kids coming in. It's turning into that a little bit, which is good. I think it's a good league, though. I think the league. Hopefully the league kind of catches it in a minute.
Well, I think the fact that they're having these games continue to be on ESPN, Fox, major network television that's easy for consumers to see, I think helps. You brought up a great point when you talked about the young players, younger names, guys that we can relate to. We're like, yo, I remember that guy. I remember this dude playing. Like, that's going to also help with that as well.
You see some of these college boys starting to get to it, though. And for some people, I'll be honest, it is the league.
No, facts. Like, you gonna get paid for this? This your best opportunity?
I mean, like this is the league. Like,
we've heard multiple people that have made careers out of this, man. They're down there, 4 or 5 years now, and it's like, bro, I can make a legitimate living playing in the UFL, still doing what I love, and it still doesn't stop me from, tapping into media or working even other stuff. Like I have options with this. And that's the thing to me that, I really like, because it does create more job opportunities for players, man. And that's one of the hardest things, man.
It is, because that league, it's just not enough jobs in it. That league's tough for so many players, and it moves so fast.
I mean, shoot, Jameer Jones, right? We obviously know he played here in Pittsburgh for a little while. Notre Dame guy, a Rochester, New York guy as well. But it's like, man, this gives him opportunity to not just play, but get game tape as well. Because, when you're on practice squad, or if you're just a guy that practices and doesn't get a ton of, like, positional reps, not even special team, just positional reps, it's hard when you trying to market yourself to other teams for opportunities, man.
Yeah. I think it's positions like kicker is great for you.
Oh man, kickers could cook in this, and we've seen multiple kickers elevate out of this to the next level, man.
You can get on, it's guys like Carl Joseph.
He played in there a little bit. Shoot,
my young boy Carl. Like
Zach Banner's gonna be in this thing. Zach Banner's playing for Houston Roughnecks. They'll be on Friday. We know Zach was a guy that we paid here in Pittsburgh to be one of our starting tackles. Unfortunately, he couldn't stay healthy, but it's like this gives him a chance now to put out game film that says I'm healthy, I'm still very much motivated, and I still have skill good enough to play at the National Football League level.
Like I can still run. I can still do stuff.
Yeah.
I remember Jay Mickens. He won a Super Bowl with Tampa, little young boy with the Washington. Real good receiver. I think he's on DC Defenders.
And shoot, they just lost their coach too, man. And I think about DC. Yeah.
They did. A guy like that gets a league shot.
Yeah, which is dope, man. It's dope for these dudes. It creates opportunities, man.
I think that one boy's in the league. Man, I just know that DC team be having the boys. What's his name? Baker. He went first round. He was a corner. Good player, real good player. Them dudes like that, like, be over there and they just be staying healthy, staying in shape. They make plays. You get a shot in the league. If you a kick return, punt return guy, it's great for you.
Shoot, I think if you a DB, man, if you a corner, it give you a chance to, number one, keep your tape hot, but
it's like it's really opportunity. The running back spot's tough.
That's always tough. And you still taking wear and tear while playing in that league, so it like almost backfires on you. Yeah.
But spots like quarterback, you get to show your
linebackers. Think about it, man. If you show you can play in space, you can cover out there. You're gonna get an opportunity.
Linebacker similar to that running back though. You get knocked.
The inside linebacker, unless you're proving that you're a cover guy. If you're a cover guard, pass rusher, I think you're a pass rusher. You're gonna get an opportunity, bro.
I think if you could be a pass rusher, you always got an opportunity.
And you think about some of the dudes that have played in that league just the past 2 years that have bumped up. It's like, these are dudes that were flame throwing cats. Pass rush wise, not just numerically, but like you could visually see them with a bag, and you like, you worth a shot in the off season, man. Like we're gonna see, man, because you might be the guy.
Peter always get a shot off of this.
Yeah,
he's stay getting the job because his pass rush be looking like my man Herbert.
Yeah,
and he's on. Yeah, it reminds you just of that.
Yeah.
Same body type, same everything. So it's like those boys are exciting. So you get those exciting pass rushers like that. It kind of like, man, let me give it a shot.
Yeah. Like I said, man. So that's the thing for me, man, that I figure, while they starting their season up, and especially during this time of year, man, where we don't have actual games, like, man, we can tap in, man. We can talk that because I know you know them dudes out there. I know some of them dudes as well, man. And like I said, man, they do got plenty of former Pittsburgh Steelers that will be playing out there, starting out there this weekend. All right. Once again, I'm gonna read off their names real quick, man. Dudes like Deion Kane, Jace Sternberger, Carlos Davis, Chappelle Russell, Kenny Robinson. Shout out to Kenny, right? Trey Norwood, Anthony McFarland. We got to talk about Ant. Come on now.
Anthony McFarland. That's a league guy.
Come on, man. League guy, bro.
That's the guy that's going to play football possibly from now till December.
Easily. Because you're going to ball out here and then you're going to get the next opportunity of this. Hit the ground running, OTA's training camp. Let's go. It's going to feel like college for you, bro. Year-round football. It's going to feel like college, man. Shoot. Yeah. That's literally what it is.
Person just got paid off of it.
Yeah, all right. You can't, man, if you do it right, you can for certain get what you're looking for. Hakeem Butler, Denzel Mims. We talked about Travis Feeney, Quincy Roche, Kalen Balaj, and of course, Big Zach Banner. Yeah, you remember Kayla? Come on, man. Kalen Hank, yeah, bro.
Kalen was Kalen was low key about to be
He was, wasn't
a
he?
sneaky starter.
He was, wasn't he? All right. The same way Cameron Kelly got to start opening night, bro. We looking at Caleb Williams like, hey, bro, you about to backdoor your way right into a spot, bro. Stop playing.
Kalen's big and fast. Like big speed, dangerous.
And think about it, he's a league dude, man. Before we had him, he was out there. He was with the Chargers for a little while, man. Like you said, man, if you know, man. It's plenty. It's plenty of opportunities out there, man. If you go ahead and take advantage of it, man. Plenty of opportunities, all right? And just on the back end of this thing, since we are wrapping this part up, all right, I wanted to let you know that Bron do got a nice 11 points now, okay? So I tell you he's gonna get his double digits now. Just I had to put that out there. He had to get that, all right? Now, it's one of them nice, man. Halliburton only got 15 points. And it's 119, 118 with 40 seconds left of the game, bro. All right. Halliburton just hit a free throw. You know what I mean? So it's like all the boys kind of on a chill night tonight, man. You know how it is.
It's a slow night.
Slow night, man. Shoot. It's not like for everybody but Luka. Luka got 34 of them things. Shout out to Luka. Aaron Reeves. Man, everybody got double digits over there, though, man. They balling. All right. I ain't tripping on that. Man, the boys doing their thing. All right. So shout out to them boys over there, man.
Let me give you a name to watch in that league, though.
Oh, who you got for me? Who you got?
And I know, I just kind of nicked it. Frank Genda.
I know exactly who you're talking about, man. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep.
Good player to run. He's a guy that's if somebody gets hurt, remember I told you this, he'll give you and I don't want to just Spillane him, but he'll give you a Spillane vibe, like real physical, high energy, need a shot, make a play. Now he's a lead guy, one of them.
No, hey, athletic though, because that's the boy was at San Jose State, right? He West Coast dude, right? Yeah, but something he's talking about,
out the league,
yeah.
One of them guys, they just
he's more small, like space though, if I remember correctly, right?
He can run.
Yeah, but I say he got a little space on him, bro. Yeah,
a little bit. It reminds you of like that boy in Buffalo that just got some pay. I forget his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Bernard or Milano? Milano. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he has like that type of game to him.
He got an LJ Fort.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, yes. Yeah. When you said LJ Fort, the Matt Milano's like it's smooth. It's not a power game. It's I'm smart. I got great eyes. I'm in the right position, and I know how to make plays. Yeah.
And I make a lot of plays.
I get my hand on the football. I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Yeah, and LJ Fort. That was, remember, think about before LJ got paid in Baltimore, we were talking about him in Pittsburgh doing some of that stuff. We like, yo, bro, like you make a lot of plays in these practices. You know what you're doing a little bit from a coverage standpoint. But I was in there competing like that. That's how it's supposed to be. I like it, man. I like it. Chill. All right. My man said Frank Genda. Yeah. I know exactly what he was talking about. Yes, sir. Shout out to my dog, man. See, you always locked in, bro. Always locked in. The more you could do, right? The more you could do. All righty. Well, it's about 7 seconds left on this Lakers game, man. We about to see who's going to get this game winner. Down one. Luka Bron with the tip in for the game winner, bro. Stop playing. Bron just got the tip in for the game winner. Stop playing. 13 points out of there. 120 to 119. Bron them. Bron them. Yeah. That's how we're going to end the interview. That's how we're going to end the call today, all right? I think ain't no point in reviewing it. My dog made it. What you talking about, man? Ball game. And he did the interview earlier today. Come on, man. What you talking about, man? Hey, when you get done with this, man, just spend a little time with it, all right? Spend a little time with
it. Hey, that running back looked good today too. I gotta give you the respect. He passed the eye test.
Who you talking? Henderson?
No, my boy. I like Henderson too.
Jenkins, the other way. Who you say? Who you say?
I'm talking about Ashton.
Genty. Okay,
yeah. He passed the eye test.
Okay. Really, bro, he's going round one, bro. You don't have to believe it. He's going round one, bro.
I think it's too many for him. I think he'll go last. He'll be Clyde of round.
Are you ready for this? I'm gonna just call my shot. I got Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, and I hate to say it, but I might even throw Caleb Johnson in that thing in that first round, bro. I think you might get 3 of them in that first round, bro. I think you might get
3 going. All
right, I think you might get 3. I like 3 going early. I like 3 early in the thing. All right. No later than pick 35. How about that? I like 3 running backs gone before I get to pick 35. That's only 3 picks into the second round, bro. I like 3 to be gone by then.
They might go into the first and first.
That's what I'm saying. I
might see that.
I think it will be though. I think you might see from 25 to 33, 34. I think, hey, bro, running backs is going to be up right then, man. I think them type of dudes will be gone.
Yeah, nah.
Because which quarterbacks are we looking at like this, man? We can only talk up Jackson Dart so much. We can't talk Will Howard into that convo, are we? We're not about to talk Jalen Milroe into that convo. So now we're looking around and we're saying, all right, well, what position has a player that we're just slam dunk saying, yo, he's that much better? Shoot, they saying Tetairoa McMillan's falling down the draft.
I feel that.
So that's my only thing. I'm like, man, these running backs, they putting out hot times. They were productive. And now it's like, all right, we ain't got another, this quarterback is that or that receiver is that. So that's the part where I'm like, yo, I think these running backs, man, will go a little bit earlier than people expect them to, man.
All right.
But we're going to see, though. We going to see, man. But listen, man, you got to get up out of here, bro. All right? You got to go work tomorrow. You got a big day, man. All right? Come on, man. Come on, man. Championships won this time of year. You know that, man. So salute to my dog, though. Salute to my dog, all right? Heck yeah, man. But we'll spin the block like how we always do. Anything else before you get up out of here, though, man?
Nah, man.
Shout out. Shout out there, man. Hey, appreciate you as always, then, broski.
One dog.
All right, peace. Shout out right there to Terence Garvin, a.k.a. TG, current defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University. Behold the green and the gold. If you were enjoying said interview, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Yeah, I'm big Cape. I got a chance to see my dog Brian Bryant, the game winner, while I was talking to my partner, them TG on the celly. Man, y'all got me feeling like I'm at the casa with the homies. I guess I am at the casa, and I guess y'all are the homies, so shout out to y'all, all right? Hit the like button one time, though. You know how we getting it in, man. Let's get it. Oh, we got some supers still sliding in here at the end. I like it. I like it. All right. And it's the homie AJ Martinez. He says, the one and only Midnight Voice Madman, the Brobarian. Shout out to the Brobarian as well. Absolute rock star at life. Then from there, man, the Brobarian is following up with the super chat himself. And he says, I actually think Mason is a better version of Ryan Tannehill. Now, we'll see, man. It's easy to speculate that Mason will be the finished product of what we saw Ryan Tannehill be when he took a team to the AFC Championship game. But once again, my only caution is Ryan Tannehill still had more production and a fuller body of work in his time in Miami prior to ever going to Tennessee. And that's the thing to me when I look at Mason. I don't get to look back and say I've seen 3 years of him being a starter, or I've seen 2 years of him being a starter, where it was in succession and we saw some improvements, we saw some of this, and now we can linearly point to the growth. With Mason, it's been more, all right, couple games in, not really seeing him. Couple more games in, not really seeing him. So to me, it's hard to just say that I think he'll be better than Ryan Tannehill, because to me, you heard how I talked about Ryan Tannehill. When he was in his groove, I thought Tannehill was one of those dudes that we talk about, like the Kirk Cousins and the Jimmy G's. It's like, yo, the high-end game manager, a guy that can take you close to where you want to be. He had him in an AFC Championship game. It wasn't all Derrick Henry. He played well. That's why he got paid down there. So to me, I would love for Mason to continue to develop and ultimately tap into that. But I would also say, man, Tannehill, I want to say first-round draft pick as well, coming out. A little bit more, or a lot more athleticism, former college receiver, just different prospects too, man. So I like the thought process though, and I do hope that Mason can develop and give us that type of production. But me personally, I'm not overly optimistic that that will occur, just because I have a little bit, I have a lot more respect for what Tannehill was doing when he went to Tennessee, especially early on with Arthur Smith there, than a lot of people want to give him credit for per se. All right. Toeing and hoeing. Shout out. He says, what you think of Scatterboo out of Arizona State? Man, I like his game. I think he's very tough. I think he has high level contact balance. I like the fact that he's able to, number one, man, like I said, the yards of contact is really stands out to me. The burst I like, but I think it could be better due to his size. I like the fact, though, that when you talk about him being able to be a volume guy, he shows that. He shows that he can pass block. He shows that he can catch. He shows a lot of stuff. But the thing that still makes me hesitant in terms of can he be a true RB1 and not a committee back is the lack of size and what is the burst, the big speed. Because you accumulating a lot of, hits in college and showing your contact balance at that level is nice. But I don't want to see you look like a pinball machine, so to speak, because of how many shots you were taking collegiately, even though you're staying on your feet. I prefer my college backs to make them dudes be able to miss step around some of them dudes, save your body some, because at the NFL level, those hits add up. Those DBs, they can really sting you, man. And that's the part that when you look at Bo, I thought that he got hit a good amount at college, and it looks good. It's exciting. It's passionate. But at the next level, it's like, man, this ain't no kid hitting you, man. It's a grown man with a mortgage, with a family. Like, yeah, he gonna put you down. Like, if you can just get hit that frequently, that clearly, he will put you down. And that's on the back end, the DBs, the little dudes, let alone when you start talking about them killers in the trenches. So that's the only thing that kind of makes me hesitant about him being a primary running back versus a committee running back. You can still have success with either version, but I think that Scatterboo will be a lot more productive if he's a part of a committee versus being the main feature dude. Alrighty. AJ Martinez says, laughing out loud, 50th. Hit my wrong button. There it is. Now I'm at I say, sometimes I'll be over here just pushing buttons over here, man. Let me just live for a little bit, all right? But AJ Martinez also says, I like Mason because we seen him fight. Literally, we have seen him fight. He fight a lot. He got heart. He got mad heart. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. He says, AJ also says, A-Rod never scrapped anyone in a game. And he ... Oh, and he beat us and Big Ben in the Super Bowl. So no on A-Rod is also what AJ Martinez says. And he says it's not just Mason, it's the team. We have a team. And that I do agree with. When we're talking about the dynamic of the team, when we're talking about what everybody brings to the table as a collective unit, I do question what that potentially is, how that's impacted if Rodgers is here and when he, kind of goes through his highs and lows individually, how he projects that internally, how he projects that to his teammates and how they respond to that. We know that it can be, a lot on some of these guys. But at the same time, when you talk about how good Rodgers is, sometimes it's what the game demands. And it's not going to make you feel good. It might hurt your feelings, but man, we're trying to win a championship. So I don't care about your feelings. I care about what's going to get us closer to the championship, to that confetti. And that's the thing that Aaron Rodgers brings. That's the mindset that he has. And that can rub you the wrong way at times. But the intent. And I think as long as he's clear on the intent when he's communicating with his guys, man, and his leadership skills, it can be as productive as we want it to be. But like I said, there are multiple variables that are at play when you're just talking Aaron Rodgers being a part of this equation. And then AJ also says, we are the Permian Panthers. We don't need a superstar QB. Now, if I remember correctly, didn't they have Booby Miles? Now, Booby got hurt. But they had a squad, though. They have had a squad, man. So shout out to that. I like what you brought up right there, though. Shout out to my Friday Night Lights people, all right? I was big Booby Miles fan. All right? But I definitely dig what you on, though, man. And yes, if the team does what they're supposed to do, man, can you win with Mason? As I said at the beginning of the show, yes, you can. Do you have a large margin for error? No, you do not if Mason is your quarterback. But we've already seen this team win with small margins for error. We don't always like it. And that's when people say Coach Tomlin's way of victory is archaic, right? Because we don't score a lot of points, because it's more defense and playing to not make the mistake and allow the opponents to make the mistake, right? It's more of being a counter puncher versus being a knockout artist, right? Or not even a knockout artist, being one of those guys that just is a volume puncher. Volume punchers are like you see with the Joe Burrows, right? The Buffalo Bills, the Ravens, they're going to score. Then you look at us, it's like, nah, we ain't on that. We're counterpunchers right now. So until you find that quarterback, you got to take the counterpuncher approach. But if you don't catch that guy at the right time, it's a boring style. It puts you to sleep. You're like, hey, man, come on, bro. But you could be the greatest. You could be a Floyd Mayweather type. You can be one of the dudes that wins a ton. but it doesn't always look the best. It's not Ali. It's not Tyson, right? But it's effective. It holds the test of time. And that's the thing that when I look at what Coach Tom and the Steelers team is doing, if they implement with Mason Rudolph, it will be more of the counter punching type style. It will be more of that, I'm going to let you come in here a little bit and then I'm going to catch you, versus being on the assault, being on the attack and trying to, overwhelm opponents with scoring, punching, touchdowns, passing ball, right? I just think that would be the approach. You can still win with it, and obviously Coach Thomas' track record reflects that. But clearly as consumers, and this isn't me speaking, this is how the fans speak, man. Y'all are really loud about it. Y'all don't like just winning, and y'all don't like winning the way that Coach Tomlin wins as a consensus. There's a lot that wants prettier optics, more touchdowns, stylistically, entertainment. Mason, to me, isn't going to thrive in that type of environment. He's going to thrive in more of this counter punching, close to the vest, slow play it out. And, like I said, we're going to win because that's what Coach Tomlin does. He's a winner. He knows what he's doing. But we know that the complaints will be the complaints. And if the postseason doesn't reflect more success, then they're going to point back this, I told you, man, this is terrible. And it's like, bro, this is Mason Rudolph. Like, it's not Aaron Rodgers. It's not Russell Wilson. It's not any of these bigger name, more proven guys. But this is how you operate with these type of players. So, like I said, we will see how that goes, man. But if we winning, you know me. That's all I care about. I want to win every single day, every single time. That's what I'm thinking. So with Coach T, man, I know he rock out very similarly, man. So he will figure it out. But we will see. We will see. AJ also says AJ wants, it was like, this isn't good enough. I don't like him. Fire them all, right? That was the talk. So we do have a little bit of a divide when people say, I just care about winning. Clearly, that is not the case, because people have voiced their opinions or their displeasure with, how it's been working. Then on top of that, when we also talk about, postseason success, it's like, you can win regular season with some of these pieces, but to do the big thing, you're going to need that type of talent across the board or at some of these more critical positions. And they hold that against Coach Tom, as we see it also, man. So that's what I was like, man. We're going to see how this thing plays out. But with that being the case, though, man, hopefully y'all have enjoyed tonight's show, man. Like I said, I thought I was going to have enough time to get to the mocks. So what I will probably do is, man, record a video outside of this, man, where I can get a chance to really talk about your guys' mocks, man, because like I said, man, it is on the back end right now. We ain't having enough time to get it in. But we will do that, though. We will do that. I said, man, definitely, man, appreciate y'all for rocking out with me tonight, man. If you did enjoy the show, man, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And hopefully y'all stay safe out there. And until next time, baby. Peace.